Hi guys, it's Samir from MMOs.com and I'll do another quick weekly news recap of all major MMO news and announcements for the week ending January 23rd, 2017. This is episode number 79 of the recap, and the first bit of news this week is from Webzen regarding Mu Legend. The game is finally coming back for a second round of closed beta testing on February 21st, and it'll run until February 28th. Progress made during the first round of closed beta testing will carry over into the second round, but it will be wiped, of course, before an open beta. Anyone who has been accepted to the first round of beta testing doesn't need another key, and they're in automatically. And what I like about Mu Legend is that it's a global service, meaning that there are no IP blocks except for perhaps Korea, and the game is even being localized into Portuguese, French, German, Spanish, Polish, and a bunch of other languages. Nice. I've had fun with this one, but I'm probably going to wait till open beta before I play it a bit more. But yes, it's finally happening now. February 21st is the date. Next up, some Black Desert Online news. At the Taipei Game Show 2017, two Pearl Abyss employees spoke about the future of the game. The possibility of Second Awakenings was brought up, and much of the previously announced mobile Black Desert game has been finished. The mobile version of the game is said to be very different from the PC one, which isn't too surprising. Another interesting bit of news is that the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One ports of Black Desert are in the works. Another interesting bit of news is also that the game's graphics, which are already pretty great, may get remastered and improved, as the game released back in 2013, making it over 3 years old already. Life skills will get improved, and Pearl Abyss is also trying to turn labor points into a tradable resource. The future of Black Desert remains bright, so if you're still playing it, there's a lot to look forward to. And with the launch of the Magoria expansion, anyone gets a free 7-day trial if you want to check it out. I'm still betting it's going to go free to play, eventually. Give it time, it's going to happen. Up next, no recap is complete without Revelation Online news. The game entered its third round of closed beta testing officially, with an increased level cap of 69, 3 new dungeons, new missions, new events, 3v3 ranked arenas, deathmatch, faction wars, territory wars, and much more. It's a big update for the game, and they also actually added the game's cash shop. It is officially live. You can spend money in the cash shop right now, but when the game launches, you'll get all that money recredited back into your account with a bonus, actually. So they're trying to get people to test out the cash shop and see how they react to various different items. And given that they added the cash shop with the third round of closed beta testing, open beta is probably not too far away. Probably sometime in late February or March at the latest, in my opinion, but we'll see. Right along, a bit of news from Marvel Heroes. The game is dubbing its latest update the biggest update ever. It's a bit funny to call it that because they always call their big updates the biggest updates ever. Some big changes in the update include revamped chapters 2 to 6 missions of the game's story mode, and the game's Omega system has been removed and been replaced with an Infinity system, which is a streamlined customization system. A new talent system has also been implemented, effectively replacing previous specializations. So basically, given all these drastic changes to the actual core design and gameplay, it is definitely a big update to Marvel Heroes. I still suspect that when they launch Marvel Heroes 2017 update, that'll also be called the biggest update ever, but we'll have to wait and see. Up next, Ragnarok Mobile officially launched in China. It is playable in the West through an Android device, and you don't need a VPN or any fancy QQ accounts or anything like that. You can just basically play right away. It has built an auto combat system, but the game itself is actually surprisingly decent. I mean, you got the Ragnarok aesthetic and look, and it plays kind of nice. And looks like the game is off to a pretty good start, as it's getting pretty solid reviews by users over in China. If you're a fan of Ragnarok, it's definitely worth checking out, and it's officially live into open beta. We were along back on PC news, console news as well. The Elder Scrolls Online's Homestead update is going to be live on February 6th. So we finally do have a release date for the official servers. On the PC version, that is on February 6th, and it'll be on February 21st for console users. And the homesteads are the game's player housing systems. It'll introduce 39 uniquely themed homes to the game, with thousands of decorative items, furniture, and other goodies. I do like player housing, so I am a fan of this update. Up next, a pretty cool trailer for Dark and Light was just recently released by IGN, and it shows the process of taming a dragon in the survival game. We do know the game is not going to be out until at least February at the earliest, but based on the trailer, it looks pretty awesome. You can see this guy crossbowing the dragon several times, bringing it down, and then jumping on it to tame it. We haven't seen too much actual gameplay footage, so this trailer is definitely a nice little update and sneak peek at Snail Games' latest title, Dark and Light. And you can even see some of the environments in Dark and Light in this trailer, and it looks quite gorgeous. I'm looking forward to checking it out. And it'll be, again, hopefully next month. We know it's not going to come out in January, so hopefully February is the month. And speaking of survival games, we have one coming out into early access on Steam later this month. On January 31st, Conan Exiles will be launching for a price of $29.99. That's the real bit of news, as now we do have a price for the game, $29.99. I do like survival games. I've been playing a lot of Rust. I've played a bit of Worlds Adrift, so I'm looking forward to trying Conan Exiles later this month. It looks like city building and crafting is a big part of the game. If you played Rust, it's supposed to be able to let you build cities and buildings pretty much anywhere in the game world, even on the sides of mountains and all that goodies. So I'm looking forward to trying it. Up next, perhaps the oddest news you're going to hear this week, Rovio, the company behind Angry Birds, opened up a new studio in London to work on a new MMO, a mobile MMO specifically. So yes, Angry Birds is stretching into MMOs. It's going to be a non-Angry Bird title though, so it's not going to be the Angry Bird IP. So I'm curious to see what they're going to come up with. I mean, they made a lot of money with Angry Birds, so I guess they got money to splash around, and hopefully they make a fun MMO. But not too much is known about it just yet. All we know is they're making something, but again, we gotta wait. Moving right along, the previously announced free-to-play version of Atlas Reactor is officially live, along with the new Season 2 update, and Season 2 is going to be the new ranked season for the game, and alongside that we have a new freelancer in the game called Bryn. Freelancers are just the game's heroes, and all of the heroes should be able to be unlocked in-game with in-game currency earned simply by playing Atlas Reactor. And now that Atlas Reactor went free to play, just look at the numbers already. Last month it averaged 429 players online, and as of this video it ranks about 3,000 concurrent users, so the player base has definitely increased since going free to play, so the game might do really well now. Up next, World's Adrift alpha testing began this last week, and I had a chance to stream it actually. I streamed it for about 5.5 hours. I actually intended just to jump on to see what the game is about, but I got hooked right from the get-go. It was super buggy, janky, and laggy, but it was still a really fun experience. I actually ended up playing with Matt, Kat, and 2 of our stream viewers and people that hang out on Discord, so it was a lot of fun. Think of the game as Rust, but instead of building bases, you build ships and you go explore other islands, and you can literally throw cannonballs at other ships, so it's Sky Pirates' version of Rust. The alpha will be running a bit longer, so if you didn't get into the alpha, just apply on their website and you'll be invited in waves. Moving right along, the Exiled is officially launching on Steam Early Access on February 23rd, and the game's pricing plans have been revealed. So no more alphas, the servers will be up 24/7. You can buy the cheapest supporter pack for $20 and the most expensive one for $80. Developers promised that there will be no power items in those packs, just cosmetics and other goodies like that. The game will also have a free 7-day trial, so anyone can play the game for free for 7 days, which I think for a buy-to-play game is super important because a lot of people won't buy the game unless they can at least try it. So the 7-day trial is definitely excellent. So 7 days of free play in the Exiled. Moving along, My.com is growing in free-to-play games. They're taking over as the publisher for NA/EU for Warface, the free-to-play shooter which was previously developed and published by Crytek. And as we all know, they're running into some financial difficulties, which is why My.com seems to be taking over. Crytek, though, will continue to develop the game. It'll just be published now by My.com. And as a player of Warface, probably not too much will change, just the publisher website, and beyond that, probably not much. So we'll see what comes of this partnership. The next and last bit of news comes from SNK, and it's going to be a mobile MMORPG called The King of Fighters World. So they're making MMORPG on the King of Fighters franchise. It'll be launched in China first, and then hopefully worldwide after that. We do know it's an MMORPG though, because even in the trailer it says MMORPG, so I'm curious what kind of MMORPG is based on a fighting game. It'll have persistent online RPG elements, so we'll see what comes of this one. Anyway guys, that's it for MMO News this week. I'll see you guys tomorrow for the podcast. Later guys.